If you do bad things will come for you. This has been the way of the world. You don't need the word karma for that, because people have been trying to control people, either with fear or guilt. This has been the basis of a whole lot of things happening in the world. If you do this, you will go to hell. If you do that, you will go to heaven. Otherwise, here itself it will happen to you, whatever. Or there is somebody up there with a stick waiting and they will whack you. All these kind of things. Essentially, you're trying to manage humanity, control humanity with fear or guilt. Well, karma is not about fear. Karma is not about guilt. Karma is about liberation. It is about freedom. Because you're a composite, as you sit here, you're a composite of various memories within you. It goes way back. But let's start with amoeba, in recent times. From amoeba to now, the whole evolutionary process in some way is recorded in this body. Otherwise, this body would be confused every other day whether this is human or not. This is 100% clear that this is human, this is evolutionary memory, always there. There is genetic memory, there is karmic memory, there is articulate, inarticulate, unconscious, subconscious and conscious memories. Right now when we say memory, people think only of their conscious memory, which is less than 1% of their actual memory. See, for example, I can give you 1,000 examples like this which are manifesting in everybody's life. The simple thing is this. Let's say 500 years ago, how your great-great-great-grandfather was, you don't remember for sure.
No.
But his nose is sitting on your face probably. Many things.
Yeah.
Even the color of the skin and the texture of the skin, everything. So the minutest details of what happened to your forefathers a million years ago still living with you right now. It is living with you right now. Now all these memories, a composite or an amalgamation of all these complex memories is what you call as myself. What you call as myself, consciously, maybe just a small part of that. But that small part is happening because of this massive memory that is there. We have in the yogic culture, we have this word called vasana. Vasana literally means smell. So we say your personality is just your smell. See, right now you walk there is jasmine. You recognize the jasmine by its fragrance. You'll recognize filth by its stink. So we recognize your personality by your vasana. What kind of vasana or what kind of smell is coming out of you right now depends on what kind of stuff have you gathered. So now karma means to understand that there is all kinds of things. Because when it comes to memory, you have no choice what to keep and what not to keep. Whatever you think you should not remember. So always people tell me, Sadhguru, my memory is bad. I say, just try to forget it. You see it, you will remember it always. It's simple. So because this is the nature of the mind, there is no subtraction and division in your mind. There is only addition and multiplication. Whatever you try to do, it'll be one more. If you try hard, it'll multiply. This is the nature of your mind. So, what is there in your memory is not your choice. Whatever you see, it's all recorded. Whatever you hear, everything recorded. Whatever you smell, taste, touch, every perception that you have is recorded within you. You have no choice what to record. Here there is a flower which is beautiful. Let me just record that. There is filth. I don't want to record that. There's no such thing. Everything gets recorded. So if all this is there, how do I live clean? How do I live happy? You don't have to eliminate the waste. Waste is very valuable. If you know, right now in this garden, they buy waste at a very exorbitant price because their waste goes into the public system. They have to buy waste from somewhere. They have to buy filth. So whether you turn your filth into a fertilizer or you smear it on your face and walk around, that's your choice. This is why karma. So what kind of karma happened in my life till this moment is not always my choice. So many things have happened. But what kind of karma I perform right now in this moment is 100% my choice. Will I use this filth as manure and blossom into a wonderful fragrance, or will I smear it around me and walk around with filth? This is the choice everybody has. When unpleasant things happen to us, which happens to everybody in some way if you're living in the world, I'm saying, unless you dropped from somewhere else.
Right.
If you're living in this world, so many unpleasant things happen. Now, with these unpleasant things, do you become wise or do you become wounded? This is a choice. To exercise this choice, there must be a little space. When I say a little space, where is your memory stored? People think here, your brain has very little memory, okay? Every cell in the body carries 1 trillion times more memory than your entire brain. Because if I take one cell from you, we can, create you completely in a lab. That means what? Well, your parents, your father and mother gave you only one cell each. They were not very generous. Only one cell each. See, a whole man came out of it.
Yeah.
So in that one cell, all this memory, head to toe, everything was there, isn't it?
Yeah.
No mistake. Texture of the hair, texture of the skin, the nails, the works, every detail, to the minutest detail, was it packed in that one cell or no? Yes. So every cell in your body carries 1 trillion times more memory than your entire brain carries.
Wow.
So if you do not use that, if you just use one part of your body, then everything seems to be stressful, everything seems to be a struggle. Today everybody complaining about everything. Everything is stressful. You are a toddler, you have stress of diapers. You are a teenager, you have hormonal stress. You're middle age, you have crisis. Your old age, geriatric stress.
Right.
All right, which is not stress. Your entire life is stress. Tell them, okay, you die. Oh, that is enormous stress. So this is not because there is something wrong with anybody's life. It's simply because it's like you have a car, it's supposed to go on 4 wheels. Try to drive on one. Okay, one may look like too much. Try to drive on two. Well, within 10 miles, your tires will burst. Because too much stress on one point, other things are not being used. This is all that's happening to human beings.
Are we stressing our minds too much?
See, when we say mind, are we stressing our minds? No, there is a mind across this body. What is it that you call as a mind? A certain combination of memory and intelligence is mind.
So our whole body is mind.
Yes. In yoga, we see physical body, mental body, energetic body, etheric body, bliss body, like this. Everything is body. Because it is right across, it is not in any one place. Only intellectual activity is here. Okay? Right now, because modern societies have become such slaves of their intellect, because of that, they think everything is here. Intellect works only with the data that you have gathered. You cannot function beyond your data. That means you will remain so small. Because even if you've read the libraries on this planet, what you know in terms of data is minuscule compared to what this cosmos is. With that minuscule, you think you're very intelligent because you're analyzing and processing. Anyway, all these people who think they're intellectually very smart are going to feel dumb, stupid in the next 5 years because your phone will be far more smarter than you. Already people are calling it a smartphone. See, why would you call somebody or something smart? Only because it's smarter than you, right? So right now, too much dependence on intellect because our education systems are crafted like this, not exploring other dimensions of intelligence at all. See, intellect, if I ask you this simple question, would you like your intellect to be sharp or blunt? So essentially, intellect is like a knife. If you want to dissect something, it's very good. So now the only instrument that you have is a knife in your hand. You want to stitch your clothes. If you stitch your clothes with the knife, what will happen? You will be in tatters.
Right.
This is what is happening to people's lives. They are trying to fix everything with their intellect. The harder they try, the more tatters they have become. The essence of all this is, first thing is to understand the nature of how existence is happening. Either you can look at this, or you can look at the atom, or you can look at the universe. If you want to look at the universe, it is complex, it is difficult because you don't have a gallery seat, There is no… it is not like a stadium, you can sit somewhere and watch the whole universe. Very difficult, you can only see it in pieces. If you want to watch an atom, Nobody has seen an atom, do you know this? Even in a super electron microscope, you can't see an atom. We have observed its activity, but we have never seen an atom as such. But we have broken it. We are capable of breaking things that even we cannot see. We can break anything. We can make it or not is a questionable thing, but we can break anything we want. Even if we cannot see it, we can break it. Now, what you see and what you do not see itself is a very dicey thing in the sense, what is it that you can see? Right now, can you see my hand? You can see my hand only because my hand stops light. If my hand did not stop this light, if it allowed light to pass through, you wouldn't see this hand. Yes? Or in other words, right now your visual apparatus can see only those things which stop light. Anything that allows light through, you cannot see it. You cannot see light itself, first of all. Can you see the light that is here? No. Only whatever stops light, you can see it. What does not stop light, you cannot see it. Very bad, isn't it? You must be able to see all those things which allow light to pass through, because they are important things. But right now your visual apparatus are trained to see or capable of seeing only that which stops light. So the whole process of seeing life the way it is means, first of all, evolving an eye, a thoughtless eye, an eye which is free of thought. When I say free of thought, it is free from the taint of memory. Right now, these two eyes are heavily loaded with memory. So you can see this. If you see a group of people like this, if you just casually look like this, among these hundreds of people, if there is one face that you're familiar with, you will see suddenly that face sticks out. Have you noticed this? You're going in a street, there are 100 people standing there. Your friend is among that. If you look here, just this friend's face is more clear than the rest of the faces, because this eye works with memory. The more memory you have, the better it sees. No memory, it cannot see. Memory means an accumulated past. Memory means information. Memory means that which does not exist but acts out as if it does. Memories are more real than reality, isn't it so? So I want you to understand, everything in your life is run by memory. Everything in your life. When I say memory, not just what you carry here, your very body is a body of memory. Why? If you eat a banana, it becomes a masculine body, and if she eats a banana, it becomes a feminine body. It's simply because of the memory that it contains, isn't it? The information that is stored in this body and that body is different. Same banana, it becomes a man. Same banana, it becomes a woman. Yes or no? Same thing, same food if you eat, it is becoming one way. In one person it is becoming dark skin, in another person it's becoming fair skin. How? The memory that you carry, your body remembers, isn't it? So what you call as my body is just a body of memory. And eyes are loaded with memory. Eye which is loaded with memory, an eye which is corrupted with memory, cannot see anything the way it is. It will only see things as it is convenient, because the software is working from inside. It will not allow you to see anything the way it is. This is what traditionally we are referring to as karma. It is there in your body, it is there in your energies, it is there in the way your chemical reactions happen, it is there in your brain, it is there in your mind, it is there in everything. In the very physical energy that you carry, there is memory, because you will see each person's energies behave differently from the other, simply because of the type of memory it carries. If you want to get rid of this, it's a long process. And if you get rid of this, dismantling of the personality and the body will happen. So another way is to create a distance from it. Just hold it little away. When you want to play with it, you play with it. When you want to switch it off, you must be able to switch it off. So for this, an external view is needed. Right now, your ears are loaded with memory, your eyes are loaded with memory, your tongue is loaded with memory. If you are born in Karnataka, if you go to North India, food doesn't taste good is because the tongue is loaded with memory. Have you suffered this or no? Because your tongue is loaded with memory, it wants the same things back, otherwise it will suffer. So what being loaded with memory means is, a cocoon of the past is holding you. It will not allow you to even move into the present. A cocoon of the past holds you, and you allow it to do this because it feels safe. It creates a cocoon. There is safety, but in safety, there is also imprisonment. You're really safe if we lock you up in a safe, isn't it? But the problem is you can't get out. That's the whole problem. Walls that you build as self-protection, they also become the walls of self-imprisonment. That is the nature of life. If you lock yourself from inside or outside, it's the same thing. As long as you do not open the door, whether somebody locked you from outside or you locked yourself from inside, there is no difference. Anyway, you're imprisoned, isn't it? At least somebody locked you from outside, you can at least complain and scream. You locked yourself from inside, you can only be depressed. You cannot even scream. Oh, at home will you scream? So this process of what we are looking at is the memory imprints itself on all levels, right up to the elemental level. From the 5 elements which function here, from just after that, memory's work starts. So when we utter the word karma, it is not one simple formula, or it's not, people are saying theory of karma. We are not talking about any theory. We are referring to a certain reality. Karma means memory, action and memory. Past action exists only in the form of memory, isn't it so? Memory not just what you carry here. Every cell in the body carries its own memory. Why one atom behaves differently from another atom? Though the same ingredients is, it has a memory. A hydrogen atom has one kind of memory, oxygen atom has another kind of memory. Unless you mix them up, they will continue to behave like that. It is in a small circle. You are in a little larger circle. The universe is in a much larger circle, but the same memory rules all of it. So when we said karma, we are not talking about some concept or philosophy. We are referring to a certain reality which is finding manifestation as who you are. The very shape of your body is because of memory. If a bird eats a mango, it becomes a bird. If a worm eats a mango, it becomes a worm. If you eat a mango, you become a human being. Same mango, how many things it's doing, depending upon what kind of memory it carries, isn't it? What you call as a seed, if you plant the same seed, if you plant a seed in the same soil, here you plant a mango tree, here you plant an apple tree, the same soil, this will only produce apples, this will only produce mangoes. I know there is a newspaper picture where, a jackfruit is become bananas, that's different. And that's happened because of some mix-up. We don't know who did the mix-up. But essentially, if you, in the same soil, if you plant an apple seed and a mango seed, this will only produce apples, this will only produce mangoes, because seed is a certain amount of memory, isn't it? Whether it is a seed of a plant or your father's seed which entered your mother's womb, it is just memory and memory and memory, isn't it so? This is karma. And this goes right back, right up to the elemental level. Everything is memory. Only the pure element is free from memory. So yoga essentially means developing an eye which is not contaminated by memory, which simply sees. It does not see things the way your memory perverts it. It simply sees everything the way it is. This eye will see those things which do not stop light. Right now, these 2 eyes can only see what stops light. If you start seeing something that does not stop light, that means another dimension of the eye is beginning to function.